Head coach Jonathan Gannon, it's, I imagine, been a whirlwind of a couple of days. Has it sunk in that you are a head coach in the NFL?
Yeah, last night flying back to Philly to grab my family. So because of the things I had to get done on that 5-hour flight. So I was very focused, and it hit me extremely fast when I got on that plane. I need to get this, and this done before I touched down in Philly, being the head coach of the Cardinals.
Can you reflect on the journey in that moment, or and be grateful, or is there too much to get done in the present?
Yeah, you're always grateful for any opportunity or any success that you have, and you're really humbled with obviously this position of being a head coach in the National Football League. But that's kind of 1% of the time. The other 99% of the time is get to work.
The thing that struck me was the confidence that kind of oozes off of you. Does that go back to being a great athlete growing up in multiple sports?
No, I think maybe a little bit because I had success, playing sports. But I think when you're prepped for certain things and you feel good about what's in your brain and what's in your heart, then you can speak freely and honestly. And if that's how I come off, great. But I have a lot of confidence in my ability. But I understand it's not me. It'll be everyone that's helping the players maximize themselves, and we got to get good people in here to do that.
Michael Bidwell said one of the things that stood out to him was a plan for Kyler Murray that you had and a vision for him. What does that look like? Yeah,
we're going to maximize his skill set, meaning he can throw it, first, second, third level, and he can run it first, second, and third level. And, the offense will be tailored around to put stress on the defense and put the defense under a lot of conflict because of his skill set. But it's not just about Kyler either. It's about everybody that we have playing, who's touching the ball, who's blocking, how we want to play certain defenses with what they're trying to do. So that's the adaptability part of what I talked about. We're going to look a little different each week. And the reason we're going to look a little different each week is because you're playing somebody different. So that's what we'll do, and we'll have a vision of what we're doing with Kyler as far as, how to get him to hit his ceiling too. But we'll change from week to week.
A couple of the other words that stood out were leadership and accountability. What does that look like in here and on the field when you put those things to work?
Yeah, I think the players have to have a very clear understanding of what winning behavior looks like. And we will show them examples of good and bad. And then once we get on the grass, then we come back in here and we'll go through the tape all together and say this is right or this is wrong. And the other thing with accountability and the players will know this, it's not a negative term. It's really a positive term in my mind. And you want to be accountable to yourself and your teammate because that's what we need to do to win games. So we'll praise them too. When they do show winning behavior, they'll get praised. But if something's a little off, I'm going to address that and correct it, all for the sake of getting better.
You've played games here. Have you spent much time around Arizona, and how's the family feel about moving to the desert?
I played golf here last summer. I was here for about 36 hours for a symposium and played golf in the 100-degree heat, but it was cool. Played here, I think, 4 times in my career, three or 4 times in my career. I know that the fans can get rocking, which we need that to be because that needs to be an advantage when you're playing at home. But never really lived on the West Coast, always kind of been east or south, and really look forward to jumping into the community. I think my wife's going to look at houses today, and we'll get our kids in school, and looking forward to meeting the people that live here.
Bring a lot of sunscreen.
Yeah, bring a lot of sunscreen.
Last thing, 50. Outside of the family, who was the first person that you called to tell that you got the job?
Well, everything's so public nowadays, and I'm not on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. But I think Gina, my wife, I called, and I think it broke before I even called her. And then probably, a couple of my best friends.
Right on.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you.